there have been concerns, especially in light of the blueware criminal prosecution, that there are inadequate controls to verify the legality and appropriateness of county expenditures, and that the county commission was not proactive enough to watch over the blueware expenditures. Do you believe that the commissioners should be more proactive? And do you believe that the county should have a comptroller to serve as a watchdog? And what are your reasons?
I think the county commission needs to get a lot more involved than they have been. I've been going to it pretty regularly for the last 8 to 9 months. And in a lot of cases, I see it as a rubber stamp. To me, the county commission is the group that sets policy. We set the direction for the ship. It's up to the county manager and his staff to implement that policy. It's not up to them to set the policy. It's up to us. And it's up to us after we've listened to all of our fellow citizens. Our fellow citizens are the people who are going to guide us as we go along. So, do we need a comptroller? I don't know. I hate adding people. I'd like to see what resources we already have inside of there to do that. But overall, it's the county commission's job. It's our job to set the policy, our job to watch over the expenditures. And I don't think we've been doing as much as we could in that area. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
I absolutely believe that more sunshine is important. I believe everything needs to be available to see within the realm of the law. But I also believe that it's very, very important that you have accountability. I like the idea of a comptroller. I mean, that's an industry standard. I think it's very important to be able to know where the dollars are going and understand what you're involved with. So I believe it's a great idea. I think actually the more sunshine we can get, the more we can see what's going on in our government, the more we'll know, and the more we can hold, you can hold me accountable as a county commissioner, and I think that's good. So.
Thanks, Jim. Jack?
I don't think we need a comptroller. I think what we need is people to get engaged. I've met with, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I've met with each one of these department heads. I met with the head of Central Services, Teresa, great gal, been with the county for 31 years. She had great ideas, great information. But if we don't communicate with these people, how do we get answers? How do we get answers if we don't go out there and take the time to meet with these people and talk to these people? Every department head I've met with said no one before me, and none of these fellows that sit to the left and right of me have gone in and spent any time going over the budget with these people. The people that can give you the right answers about how the budget works, a piece at a time. You've got to take that elephant and eat it a bite at a time. It has to be taken apart at a piece at a time. So if you haven't done your homework, if you haven't done the job, I know some people are giggling out there. God bless you, honey. I'm glad to see you think this is funny. This is pretty serious stuff in my opinion. And I'm a little saddened by the fact that someone finds this humorous. But anyway, this is no joke. This is our future, and we need to be willing to put the time in and do what it takes to get the job done.
Thanks, Jack. Ron?
I think we already have a comptroller named Scott Ellis. It's interesting to me that you came up and gave an example where I think we've had some success without a comptroller. What I worry about is we get situations, and this is what we do in government, and this is why we end up with layers upon layers upon layers of government, is we get specific situations, and based on that specific situation, we create a position or a title or something, to go and try to address that situation. I've seen it over and over again that it's standard operating procedure in government. I don't agree with it. Okay, I think that, again, you're adding another position, another layer of control. I think that you have a county manager, you already have people there. Maybe you want to delegate and make sure that they will do that. I would want to look at the overall organization, of the county and see, is there a group within the county that can do that? Okay. So I think that's a.
Already there.
At any rate, that's would be my concern. You just can't just say, let's get a comptroller, that's going to solve the problem. We need to think through it a little bit more.
Thank you. The next question is, do you support incorporating Merritt Island as a city, and why or why not?
Well, I live on Merritt Island, so, what bothers me is our Merritt Island tax dollars, we end up paying for the roads in Palm Bay. I mean, that's, our tax dollars go outside of our region. In fact, if you look at just fire departments, for instance, we have 4 fire departments, about $4 million a year. We send $6 million out that goes to fire departments. So $2 million goes elsewhere outside of our area. I'm undecided if we should incorporate or not, and here's why. I want to see a study done, and not a study that was done like at Fort St. John, which was flawed. I want to see a good study done that shows what the cost benefit is. Should we do it? Will it reduce our taxes, or will it just layer our taxes? I want to see that. And ultimately, it's not going to be the county commission, it'll be a referendum. But as a taxpayer, I want to know the facts. I want to see what that's going to be. And I don't think we're there yet. There's too many different angles of where dollars go and what will stay, what would not go. And the startup costs could be outrageous too. So it could cost a lot more money. So I'm undecided. I'll just tell you, I'm undecided until I see evidence.
Thanks, Jim. Jack?
At the end of the day, the people are going to vote whether they want their town to be annexed to a city. That's your decision. That's your decision. You live here in Merritt Island. So, from that point of view, I can tell you this. They've done 3 studies in the past. Up to now, they haven't made that decision. They haven't made that leap. I agree with Mr. Barfield. We need to get a study done before the people vote on it and can look at the pros and the cons. And inevitably, it'll be the choice of the people. Inevitably, it'll be the choice of the people. It won't be the choice of the county commission to make that decision. So, give them the information. That's our job as a county commissioner. Again, hard work. Get the job done, give them the information, and then let the people decide on that issue.
Thanks, Jack. Ron?
Well, I'm against it, personally, okay? Every study, there have been work studies done and so forth, people have looked at it, and for us to think that there's not going to be an additional cost, an additional tax, and maybe we're going to have to create another situation, we have to create a CRA to give some of the money back or something. I'm against it, but if the citizens of, and I will agree with Jack here, if the citizens of Merritt Island want to have a city, they have a right to vote for that. And I'm a servant of the people, and I'm going to do what they really want. But we have to. I will bring up all of the. Well, it's going to cost you more money. You're going to have this. It may not be all the things that you think that it is. Okay, but if they decide on it, I'll support them on it.
Thanks, Ron. Michael?
I would have to say emphatically, for myself, personally, no. Now, having said that, if the majority of the people, which I believe will never happen, said they wanted to incorporate Merritt Island, as your representative, I'd say, let's have a vote on it. But let's take a look at what is going to happen if we get another layer of government, okay? Schools aren't going to change. That's a county function. The fire is not good. Well, we've got the best fire station right here in the middle of Merritt Island. So what do we gain? We've got the biggest police substation in the county on Merritt Island. So what do we gain there? Okay, roads. All of our main roads are controlled by the county or the state. They're not going to give over control of those to us. Water and sewer. I haven't heard too many complaints when I talk to people about the service that we get on water and sewer. Courts. That's not going to change. That's a county function. Libraries. Libraries are not going to change. That's a county function. Is anybody unhappy with the library service we get on Merritt Island? Okay. And waste management. Okay, we can choose between waste management and Waste Pro or somebody else, but realistically, is it going to make that big of a difference? So what do we get for an extra layer of government? Somebody please tell me. I don't need a study to tell me that, and I don't think the rest of the citizens need that. The last time that this was brought up, 19 people got up to speak in front of the county commission. 3 for, 16 against, including myself against. And that's how I feel about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.